I have to give like a brief review of what the topic is, because it's basically all about the industry. That's why it's industrial course. That's why it's for industrial students. It's about the industry. Whenever I say industry, just think about being in a factory where they produce things. So just think of being in a factory or so. For example, we all make use of blender, right? Yes, in our house. Let me bring that to our house. You want to, for those of you that like fruity a whole lot, what you do is you take a blender like this, if I'm correct, just humor me, and then you put maybe apple, right? Then you put maybe, let's say, you put pineapple, right? And then you put any other thing you want to put, but this is you putting in everything you want to put, Abi, and then you now blend with this machine here. When this blends, what do? You collect the product. Is that not it? So the course we're about to deal with now is basically dealing with input and output. That's the focus. But there are some terms that we need to know first. Some basic terms that we need to know. I'm going to read it because that one is the note part, and you guys know I don't really like notes. So, first of all, this whole thing here is called a unit operation. Unit operation. The operation is blending, so it's called a unit operation. What is the unit operation? Unit operation are the stage, or should I say are the stages or the steps. Unit operation are the stages or the steps involved in the transformation of a material into a product. Just like what I just said. You put in apple, you put in pineapple, and then what? You get the product. So unit operation are the stages or steps involved in the transformation of material into product. And it is mostly a physical process. It is mostly a physical process. I do not say it's always a physical process, just that it's mostly a physical process. Now, this brings me to the next question. Not really a question, but let's look at this together. What is a process? I know yes, a lot of us have heard process and they're like, something that happened now. Is it doing or something? Okay, process is any operation or series of operation that causes physical or chemical change in a substance. I'll go again. Process is any operation or series of operation that causes physical or chemical changes in a substance or mixture of substances. So the terms that we need to familiarize ourselves with is process flow sheet. Process flow sheet. Another term we need to familiarize ourselves with is process streams. Process flow sheet, process streams. Okay, let me first of all explain what a process flow sheet is like. For example, let's say you are told to form. I use Blender as an example just now, so let's use Blender again. So if I tell you an apple and a pineapple are mixed together using a blender, and the product is let's say the product is a fruity. The question is now, draw a process flow sheet to show that process. So process flow sheet is like a diagram that you draw to indicate what the process is. So basically, process flow sheet is like the diagram that tells us the story. That's basically it. But in definition, process flow sheet is a sequence of process units. Is a sequence of process units. Is a sequence of process units. Is a sequence of process units connected by process streams. Is a sequence of process units connected by process streams. It's a sequence of process units connected by process streams. It shows, full stop, it shows the flow of material. It shows the flow of material and energy. Shows the flow of material and energy through the process unit. Shows the flow of material and energy through the process unit. But this is what we're talking about, process unit. What then is process unit? What is process unit? I told us process streams. I told us about unit operation, have you? That's stages or steps that is involved. Now, that's unit operation. Unit operation is similar to process unit. Unit operation is telling you that, okay, the process is blending. But process unit says you are using a blender. The unit there is a blender. The operation is that it is blending. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. But you can also use, let's say you are using a mixer, for example. Just humor me. For example, you want to make a juice. Now you're not making a fruit, you want to make a juice. And then you have your apple being put in. Let's say this is the machine you are using now, for example. This machine has a lot of inlets. You have your apple being put in, and then you have sugar being let in as well, because you need sugar in making a juice, isn't it? Yeah. You need sugar. So you have sugar and you have apple going in, for example. And then you now have the apple juice. Let's say, for example, you also added, or let's say no, you heated it, for example, and you let out water. So let's say you also let out water, so that water will not be too much inside. Should I say you let out water without putting in water? You have to put in water. So let's make it that we put in water, because you have to put in water. So this is a process flow sheet. That's a process flow diagram. Now, if you want to tell the story here, you will say apple. We wanted to make what? Apple juice is the product we wanted to form here. And then we put in apple, then water, and then sugar to make apple juice. Then later, you're not going to start dealing with how many. Maybe you put in 5 grams of this or 2 grams of this. That one will come in later. But for now, this place that apple is passing to enter is considered a process stream. This place that apple now is passing to enter is considered a process stream. This place that the apple juice will come out from is also a process stream. It's a stream because it is coming out. Stream, what is stream? Flowing. Abi, the river flowing. So this place now is a stream. This place is also a stream. When it's entering, we usually call them a feed stream. Yes, these are process stream. These arrows are used to represent streams. Arrows are used to represent streams. This whole thing like this is a process flow chart. But the fact that the name of this thing now is a mixer because it's mixing things together. The fact that you're drawing a mixer makes it the process unit. The mixing is the unit operation. The unit in this case is this guy. This is the unit, a mixer. Mixer. Unit is what? Mixer. The operation is mixing. Okay. So that's the process that's what it's doing. The operation is mixing. But they say draw a process flow chart or process flow diagram or process flow sheet. This is the diagram. So that's just something that you should just take note of. So a process unit in definition. A process unit is an apparatus. A process unit is an apparatus or equipment. A process unit is an apparatus or equipment. Process unit is an apparatus or equipment in which one of the operations that constitutes a process is carried out. A process unit is an apparatus or equipment in which one of the operations that constitutes a process is carried out. Is carried out, yes. Each process unit has something called process streams. Each process unit has something called the process streams, which consists of the material that enter and leave the unit. Each process unit has what? Has something called a process stream, which consists of materials that leaves or that enters and then leaves the system, the unit actually. that enters and leaves the unit. So I think we're already clear on what a process stream is. It's a line that represents the movement of material to and fro in a process unit. It's a line that represents the movement of materials to and fro in a process unit. So that's like the major, like some just points that you need. Because when you are reading, maybe they give you a question, it's a calculation course. Don't stress it's a calculation course, first of all. It's not like you're going to be writing notes all the time. Or even all the definition I just gave you now, they will not ask you. I just need you to know it. So that when you're reading a question and then you're seeing some kind English there, you're like, which one is stream again? Which one is this one? You just know that you already know all those ones. So let's put that aside. Let's look at some process units. Typical unit process. Or we say process unit. Number 1, divider, also known as splitter. So this is a divider. This is basically a divider, so you can see it very well. That's a divider. This is the feed stream. This is a stream where the feed, by feed we mean the material that we are putting in, whatever the material is entering here. And then the dividing now happens, and then you have 2 different outputs. So it's possible that you have a different divider than this one, but this is a divider. And then what does divider do? Very easy. It's used to divide. The flow rates of a certain stream into 2 or more streams of different flow rates. A divider is used to divide the flow rate in a certain stream into 2 or more streams with different flow rates. Which brings me to what is flow rate, because I feel like we might be confused on that part. What is flow rate? Let me quickly chip that in a little bit.
You used to divide the flow rate into.
Now, we already said streams are the line representing how materials are going in and out of a unit, right?
Yes.
Now, the rate at which that material is going in, that is the speed, or you can call it speed, your choice.
Yes.
But the rate at which the material is going in or coming out is known as flow rate. And most of the time, we usually have mass flow rate. We have mass flow rate, where you have the unit at kilogram per hour. We have volume flow rate. Where you have the unit as what's it called? It's no liter. It's liter per minute, or centimeter cube per minute, or yes, it's centimeter cube per minute. Centimeter cube per minute. And we also have molar flow rate. Molar flow rate, which is also mole per minute. So that's basically it. So I'm sorry I didn't make mention of flow rate before. It skipped my mind. But thank God I brought it in now. So flow rate is the rate at which materials are flowing through the streams. That's just a short way of saying it. It's the rate at which materials are flowing through the streams. And you already know what. So let's go to number 2 on the list. I already told us what a divider is. Let's look at the next one. We need to hurry up on this part. Number 2 is blender, our favorite guy. So yes, let's look at blender, or we call it what? Mixer. In some cases, they will not tell you using a blender. They will just give you a question, but you not think about it that it seems a mixture is taking place here. So you now know that okay, what I'm dealing with is a mixer. They might not necessarily tell you. Okay, so yes, what does a mixer do? I don't need to be telling you what that one. You already know what a mixer does. Mixer will tend to have 2 or more inputs. They can have 2 or more inputs, but only 1 output. Why? Because every of the particles are going inside to mix together and become one product. So the characteristics of a mixer is that you will have 2 or more inputs, but only 1 output stream. So that's basically all about a mixer. A drawing for you that's to help you, guide you. You can draw anything you like, nobody cares, but just make sure that it makes sense. So this is what I usually draw as a mixer. That's how rotating thing. So this, make sure your arrow always shows that it's going in. Are you seeing my own arrow? It's going in, then out. So these are feed streams. And then this is products. we have 2 feed stream, 1 product. You can have more than 2 feed stream, but you can only have 1 product in a mixer, unless it's not a mixer. And the stream can be in any phase. It can be liquid, it can be gas, it can be solid.
Okay.
So the next one, let's look at the next one. The next one here, which is our number 3, is a filter. A filter. What's a filter for? What do we use the filter? We used to remove impurities, Abi?
Yes.
We used to remove impurities from a liquid or isolate a solid from a feed. A filter, or let me say, filtration is a technique used to filter or remove impurities from a liquid or to isolate a solid from a feed. Yes, that's a filter. You can also use filtration to remove some suspended particles. Abi, you can use filtration to remove suspended particles. That's most of the time. If you want to filter something, Abi, we're dealing with this together. You know what the slurry is? The slurry is a mixture of things, more like dirt, like the mixture of that thing that you want to filter. So you pour it inside something that has the filter paper. Most of the time, that's what we do. We pour it inside something that has the filter paper, and then what do? We'll let the filtrate enter inside our bottle, I think it's conical flask. It's conical flask now.
Yes.
We let the filtrate enter inside our conical flask. Then whatever is left on it is our filter cake, which is also known as what? Residue. I mean,
Yes.
so that's one that we'll now throw away. So this is a filtration diagram. In case you don't know, you now know. So just quickly draw it down.